been podcasting, Money? Are we recording?
Yeah.
How long have we been podcasting?
1, 2, 3.
No. They weren't together.
1, 2, 3. How long have we been? It's since
I think it's been 20 years now.
Since February 2018.
I think it was since 2016.
No,
for sure.
No, I was on Drag Race when it was happening.
Okay, but I thought we were doing the live thing. Wow.
Oh,
off the bat.
We didn't decide. There were two options: was lying or what?
Question. So you can only respond by asking.
I like that
question.
Let's do that. Okay, start again.
So how long have we been podcasting?
I don't know. How long have you been alive?
I've been alive longer than you, right?
That's not a question.
I've been alive longer than you, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's really, what is being alive?
I think we should get back to the original question, which is, should we get back to the original question?
We should get back to the original question.
Do you remember the original question?
I remember that. I can't do this. I can't. This is too hard.
Do you remember the original question?
I remember. I mean, but what even is the question?
Can't we do this properly? Can't we? Can't we?
I can't.
Monet is tapped out.
That was hard.
I think that, okay, well, I think we should say, when I said how long we've been doing the podcast, you should have said, have we been doing it for 5 years?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That was good.
And then I'll be like, it depends. Did we start in 2018? And then you'd be like, by the way, what are some, okay, we've stopped. What are some moments in your life where you mark things from that year? There are certain things in my life, like graduating high school. I graduated high school in 2004. Mm-hmm. I moved to New York City in 2008. Mm-hmm. I went on Drag Race 2000. I filmed it in 2015. It aired 2016. The pandemic happened in 2020. I moved to LA in 2022. Nope.
2021, you moved to LA. No. 2020. No.
2020.
You moved in 2020?
I moved here in October 2020.
Wow. Okay, because I moved April 1st, 2020. Oh my God!
So I've been marking things based on those are the things I remember, like from when I'm like, was this before I moved to New York City? Was this after I moved to New York City? Was this before I graduated high school? Was this after?
Yeah.
Was this before was this before 9/11? Was this after?
Yeah.
What are things in your life that you mark it with?
Graduating college.
What year was that?
I graduated college in 2020. No, I graduated college in 2012.
Mona, you are not a Gen Z. Stop trying to.
I graduated college in 2012.
Yeah, old ass bitch.
And so I also marked that. And
you did not just say 2012.
I was thinking 2012. Anyway, because I do this thing too. I say 2012. I add another 20 for some reason. And then I also mark it. 2012 was also the year I started drag. Well, the first time I got in drag. So I mark a lot of things by that. I also mark when I quit the Yale Club and started drag.
What year was that?
2015. And I did drag full time. So that's a big marker for me. And I think pandemic, for a lot of people, pandemic is a very big marker. We're like, oh yeah, that was like my last tour was my last, no, not last tour. Well, the last time I did Work the World was right before the pandemic, which was January 2020.
Which Monet was.
There's people spreading around. You either got it.
Yeah, Monet and the girls were literally coming back from different parts of Asia.
As they were shutting them down.
Gagged.
From port to port.
I think about when I met Jacob, but I'm not sure what year. That was 2018.
Yeah, 2017 a little bit.
Technically, we met at the end of 2017, but we started dating in 2018. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
You don't count 18 because 19 would be a full year. So
no, it was all of 20, but it was all of 2018. So 2018 to 2019 to 20, 21, 22, 23. We've been together 5 years.
Wow. Damn.
5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like more or less to you?
Feels,
Jacob was like, it feels like
about
50
exactly
years.
5 years.
I don't like the way you said that. That was shady.
It was my second longest relationship.
What
How long was the other one?
first?
I've had some pretty long ones. My longer one was with our Lord and Savior Jesus
Oh
Christ.
Is this your longest relationship? You're a bit. It is your longest one. You're a mess. Can you hand me that picture? I want to show everyone this painting that Mateo Lane
Very
did for me.
jealous.
So Mateo Lane painted this picture of me when I was living in Berkeley, California. This is a painting of me watching Coco. I call this Bob Watches Coco. This is me.
Isn't it up to the artist to title of the painting? You don't get to title it.
We can work together. We can call him right now. We can call him right now and see if he has a name for it.
This is Mateo. I'm gonna bet this is how he answers. Hi, Bob.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna say, "Hey, I'm sitting with so and so. What's up?"
Your call has been forwarded to a
Damn.
Cold ass bitch.
Cold ass
He's
bitch.
gonna answer and tell me what he's doing. Bob, I'm getting ready to go on stage.
Your
What's up?
call has been forwarded.
Cold ass bitch.
Does that mean that he sent me the voicemail?
Yes.
No,
for
if it
sure.
rings once. No,
Ring once is going to voicemail.
But he sent me.
Yeah, he sent you.
He didn't send me.
Yes, he did
You called.
twice.
If Monet, wait, if it rings once, do you get sent, or does that mean that it's like?
One is it rang. They said I can't answer this, and they sent you a voicemail.
Do you know that's true, Jacob?
I mean, we can try. I can literally try to call you. We can figure it out.
He normally texts me. Okay, I'm gonna put my phone on airplane
Mateo
mode.
says I can talk in 3 minutes. Call me in 3 minutes.
Oh, that's what he
So
said.
he sent you the voicemail.
Okay, I put my phone on airplane mode. Call me and see what happens.
It won't ring.
Airplane.
Well, that's weird. It's not supposed to ring. Bitch, your Galaxies do. Is that a Galaxy?
Your call
They're
has
built
been
different.
forwarded to an
Now watch. I'm gonna put my phone. Now try to call me, and
Okay.
I'm gonna press the block the end and see what happens.
Well, you're gonna block me or you're gonna send it.
Like call me, and I'm gonna press the end button. Like this is gonna.
But it rang twice, and I had an
Your
airplane
phone is
mode.
weird.
My phone's not weird.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
So 2 rings is
Is airplane?
airplane.
Got it.
Or like no service or something.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I would also like to say that Caldwell and I have been dating for 5 years, and his voicemail for his phone has been full and unable to take messages for all of that 5
Bob's
years.
phone has been full and cannot take voicemail since I met you for over 10 years.
Yeah, I don't take voicemails. As a rule, I don't take voicemails. And I don't
Bob
think
loves saying as a rule or something. We tried to do something. I was like, Bob, we need to meet for the thing. Well, as a rule, I don't do my own scheduling. I was like, bitch, if you don't tell me one motherfucking time, we can meet.
as a rule, I don't schedule myself.
As a rule, I can't.
And I don't think I've ever left you a voicemail, Jacob.
You absolutely have.
I've left you a voicemail?
Yeah, you just left me a voicemail recently when you left your backpack here and you needed me to come out and drop it off to you.
I left you a voicemail?
Yeah.
What is that? That's not true. No, Ellen, that's not the truth. A voicemail? I call back a lot.
You've left me voicemails in the past for sure.
Well, I used to have visual voicemail back in the day.
Yeah, I
my
have
God.
visual voicemails
Visual
too.
voicemail used to slap. And I still have some great...
Let me see if I have any voicemails from Bob. Well, I have one from BB. Let's play it.
Hey, Tess. It's me. I'm trying to get in contact with you. Please call me when you have a second. I've sent you a couple of text messages. Not sure if you see my messages, but please call me when you have a second. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Let's see if we have any good ones in
Can
here.
I play one that...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I want to play one, but like this is one that I just love this one a lot. It's kind of sad, but I love this one. I love this one. Hold on.
I already know it's going to be shady.
No, it's not.
Hey, Bob, what's up? It's Jacqueline, of course, calling to get your thoughts on the episode. You're probably working, though. Probably hosting a show. Anyway, call me when you get a chance. All right, bye.
Jacqueline.
I think when this voicemail, I listen to the voicemail. I listen to the voicemail all the time.
my
I listen to
God.
it all the time. Our sweet Jacqueline.
Hey, Bob, what's up? It's Jacqueline.
Hello.
call.
Here's Mateo.
Isn't that so? I just love that voice
I love
so
that.
much. Mateo,
Yes.
we have to. Oh, you're on the podcast, by the way.
Okay, what? I love I'm only called to help you two squash some kind of argument, some inane, stupid argument.
Okay, first of all, there's no argument this time. We're teaming up on you. Can you move your leg, baby? So we need to name the picture that you took of me. I called it.
But they
Can you
painted.
move your knee, baby?
Well, let him name it before you tell him.
Oh yeah. What do you want to name the picture that you took of me? That you I mean the oil paint that you painted of me.
Oh. Do I want to name it?
Should I send it to you so you can look at it and get inspired?
Well, let me think about it. We did it when I was watching Coco,
Yeah.
and I cried.
You did cry. I'm sending you the picture so you can look at it and let it move you.
I remember it. I remember on the top left of your head, I put red, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember it. I don't. Yeah. You want to be called? What should we call it? Mama Coco.
I love that. That's amazing. Mama Coco. So now the painting officially has a name. I have two Mateo paintings in my house.
I was talking about that the other day because I was like, yeah, I was in San Francisco. This was a week when Bob decided to be an oil painter, and he learned how to paint a jar, and then I ended up doing a portrait of him crying during Coco, and that was my trip to San Francisco with Bob.
That was pretty much the whole trip.
Mateo, don't forget, there's a painting at your house that you gave me. I'm gonna get it.
Monet is waiting for you.
Okay, good.
Oh, I actually have three. I have three Mateos in my home. I have the Mr. Burns, I have the guy with the long neck, and I have the painting of me.
Wow. Mateo just be giving shit away, huh?
It's just like it's a long. It's like a turtleneck,
Is she
and
here?
the painting's in this house.
Also,
yeah.
one of those is Jacob's. They're not all yours. One is Jacob's.
They're ours.
Mm.
They're our paintings. Anyway, all right, Mama Coco. Thank you, Mateo. I love you.
Mateo, I love you so much.
Bye. This picture, it's Chica's picture from Mateo. Oh my God, Jacob, this is.
That's
Oh my God.
But also, doesn't that look just like the drawing?
He does.
Oh my God, it's giving Mega Mind.
Oh, I have a voiceover for Bob. Let's see from 12/19/2019. We may not be able to keep this in depending on how.
What am I saying?
That's a butt dial.
Oh, it's giving butt dial.
4 minutes long.
4 minutes. Okay, here's my mom.
This is Margaret. Hey, Chris, this is Margaret. Your mother. What you know another Margaret? I don't know. But I was calling to check in on you. I know it was kind of too late to be trying to call you. I thought you probably was on stage by now, but you just on my mind, so I was just giving you a call.
Aww.
If you get a chance, give me a call, no matter how late you get in tonight. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Oh my God, it's so sweet. You know, so I love when artists put voicemails in their albums, or like maybe one of a special in a future special, you can put voicemails of your mom in it.
I got some. Oh my God, my cousin Odonis.
I have one from Tina Burner. Let's see what she had to say.
Ooh.
Hey, Monet. Just calling to say happy Thanksgiving. Hope you are well. I don't know if you're where you are, actually. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.
Oh, Tina, that was so sweet.
Here's my father.
Hey, Chris, this is Frank. I was calling, man, to see where you are answering your phone. Well, this is just Frank. Hey, give me a call later on, Chris. See you later, son.
Chris.
Oh wow, your dad sounds hot.
Jesus Christ.
He does.
He's on the country. Hey, Chris.
Wait, this is Arcia, but
Arcia.
oh, Arcia's left me some nasty voicemails. I was trying to find a nasty old voicemail from Arcia.
You probably deserve them all.
No, she was like, she'll say something like, "Hey, big boy, I know you're probably recovering from one of your feedings, but call me back when you can."
Oh my God. Okay, we'll find it after this break.
Oh my God, I have one for Jacqueline too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let me hear Jacqueline one.
Go to Jacqueline.
Hey, Monet. It's Jacqueline. Let's see if I can catch you. It sounds like you're abroad based on the ring. All right, no worries. We'll catch up later. All right, hope all is well. Talk to you soon. Bye.
my
Yeah,
God,
I-
I love that.
I think about my voicemails from Jacqueline a lot, and I listen to it every once in a while.
Okay, last one from Lady Bunny. She's probably rotted.
Hi, dear. I'm too sweet to call me concerned. Twitter blocked me for a week for tweeting something about how I got cancer from rimming Bianca. Violating your standards. Oh, well.
This was back in 2018. She got blocked. Anyway,
Are y'all still doing the podcast together?
we used to do it. Yeah, episode just came out on Friday.
Like, how often are you doing it?
Every Friday.
You haven't skipped any time.
No.
Wasn't you gone for like 6 months?
Yeah, when I was not 6 months, it was 2 months. I was gone. But since the new year, we've been back at
Because
it.
then it was I was irony and irony because the Ebony was gone. Wasn't it Jackie for a while? Was Jackie doing it?
No.
Who was doing it?
She was just get random people. Her and Jay had an episode together talking about
Jay DeFeo?
Jay DeFeo. And
Please send me. Please.
Oh, it is Jay yelling at Lady Bunny for an hour about her politics.
Wait, please send me. Wait, Jay DeFeo, by the way, who edits our podcast. So Jay's listening to this. Jay, is he on one episode or multiple?
This is one episode. And it is crazy. All the comments in the reviews like, oh my God, your producer.
How did Jay end up being?
Because I couldn't do it, and then Bunny couldn't. Bunny's gonna do it by herself, and Bunny cannot do. Bunny would just be. It would just be a stream of consciousness for an hour. So Jay was like, "You can't do it by yourself," and then Jay was like, "Fine." Like I had no. It was like Thursday. He was like, "I have to do this with her."
We should do 2 episodes a year with Jacob, where it's me and Jacob, and then you and Jacob. We should do twice a year. Jacob should have.
No, it should be you and Andy, and then me and Jacob.
But Jacob has a stake in the podcast. I mean, I would do one with Andy for sure.
Wow, you don't.
But it's because Jacob's a producer of the podcast.
For the record, we have invited Andy to the podcast multiple times, and he has declined our offer.
That's not true.
No, Ellen, that is the truth.
That is not the truth.
You know, Jacob's the queen of receipts. Jacob, I send you a screen grab and end your whole
CVS receipt cream
and end your whole existence, honey. A receipt with a little coupon on the end of it.
Well,
I have a lot of chapstick, by the way.
What the fuck?
What? A coupon for it makes sense in my head. But I have a lot of chapstick, and if you want some, I have a lot. I have.
What kind?
I should show you how much chapstick I have. Hold on.
What kind? I like Carmen.
I'm going to show you.
Oh,
We also could get back to the questions at some point.
Yeah.
We don't have to. But
Yeah, that is what we're doing today, huh? Wait, why they sent y'all chapstick?
I don't know what he's on about.
Yeah, Jacob has no idea. Bob just be bringing stuff up in here and go, Jacob don't be knowing what Bob be doing. Like, I feel like he's going to bring like a box of chapsticks. Who sent you this? Chapstick sent it to you?
Chapstick.
Why?
Why Jacob look all shocked?
I've never seen that before. That's so much chapstick.
It's a lot of chapstick. So I have sugar cookie.
They say chapstick isn't good for you.
Wait. We should have Monet close her eyes and try to identify them by smell.
Ooh.
All right, close
I
your
could
eyes.
do that. Well, and I know what that is.
Well, I'm going to swap it up now. Okay.
So swap it up.
Ooh, okay. Hold on. Okay, maybe you can open them and pass them over because they are like, I'm going to work on. Do you have a refined palate, Monet? Like for a great sense of smell?
I think I have a good sense of smell for sure. I think with like artificial stuff like this, sometimes it gets
All
really
right, close
hard.
your
Okay, eyes closed.
Who is she? Who is she?
One more time. I want to say something with a vanilla something.
Okay, but you gotta give me. You gotta give me the. Is it French vanilla? Is it
It's like vanilla bean.
pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie?
Now smell it again with pumpkin pie in mind and tell me if it works. If you can smell it.
No, I don't smell that.
Okay,
do you smell pumpkin pie?
Yeah, when it's in my mind, I smell it. Yeah.
Got it.
All right, close your eyes.
Uh-huh.
Who's she?
Oh, mint. This is like some type of mint something.
She's Candy Cane.
Yeah, it's like a minty smell.
Give it up for Candy Cane, which is a. Oh, by the way, there's a great drag queen named Candace Cane. Absolute
Yes.
icon. Close your eyes. Who's she?
Oh, that's a regular strawberry, or like the normal red one.
That is red strawberry.
Yeah.
Black folks will call a color a flavor. Black folks will say, "What's the flavor? Red, red." Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Who's she?
Ooh, that is a festival of smell. It's like a tropical smell. One more time. Ooh, like a cotton candy.
This is Pride. This is Love Wins. Candy. Oh, Cotton Candy, Love Wins. Wow, Cotton Candy. Wow.
It smells like that cotton candy smell.
Is that the last one? Yeah. There we go. So do you want one of these? Does one of these speak to you?
No, I wouldn't use any of that. I like Carmack.
Monet said chapstick.
Well, they sent it to me. Send it to you.
Monet said chapstick is literally shit and she would never wear any of your products.
We should get back to the...
You want to send it to the camera?
We should get back to the question.
Do you want to diss chapstick to the camera?
We should get back to the questions. Bitch, they literally sponsored 2 episodes of Sibling Rivalry.
Have they really?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. You got scared.
I like chapstick. I'm wearing it this second. All right. Part 2 of me and Monet falling in love.
It's my turn to ask question.
Yes.
I
have a fantasy.
What?
Like that we have microphones like this one day. And we
should
hold
get
them
those
like this.
I like those.
I feel like you really have to hold them right up to your face.
But we know how to. If anything, we know how to do it. You ever talk to someone who always forgets, and they be like, and I'm like, bitch, hold the microphone.
Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible.
All right.
4 minutes. Jacob's got a time.
Who goes first? Me?
Yeah, you. I
Okay.
assume.
All right. Do you want me to give you a warning?
I need a 1 minute warning.
Do you want
every time it's been?
Do you want a light at 1 minute? Or
I need to hear that I've been going for 1 minute. I've been going for 2 minutes.
Okay.
And I need that I hear that I have 30 seconds.
Okay. And rolling.
I was born in Columbus, Georgia. My mother's never been married, and my mother moved to Columbus after giving birth to my brother in Mississippi. I was born on June 22nd of 1986 at 10:30 at night in Columbus, Georgia. If you want to do my chart. And I lived in Georgia pretty much my whole life. I lived there. I grew up with one brother. I have an older brother named Justin. My mother's name is Martha. My father's name is Frank. I had a single mom, but my father was in my life. I know who my father is. And my father's family lived across the river in Phoenix City, Alabama. And I was at one of those kids who was always told that I talk too much in school. This is a constant note I was given. I used to get straight G's, which is like straight A's back in the day, but now they're called G's. I was also when I used to clean up at Olympic Day at school. I don't know if y'all ever had Olympic
1 minute.
Day. When I say I used to clean, I won the jump roping competition. I jump rope more than any boy or girl at my school. I could carry the egg on a spoon the furthest. I won at tug of war. Only thing I did not win at was like actual sprinting and running. I won at the basketball 3-point contest. I was a very athletic child. And then I was also a big crybaby. So when I moved to Phoenix City in 3rd grade, Phoenix City, Alabama. And then from there I moved to Corinth, Mississippi, and I'm rushing. And then I moved to LaGrange, Georgia, and then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. This is now 7th grade. I stayed in Atlanta, Georgia from 7th grade until I graduated high school. So 7th to 12th grade. Then I moved back to Columbus, Georgia. In Columbus, Georgia, I went to college for 2 years, and then I went off and did an internship where I was working in Minneapolis as an actor, my first paid acting gig. I went back to college for 1 more year. Meanwhile, I was working
2 minutes.
I was working at Ruby Tuesday and at Applebee's that whole time. But except when I was in Minneapolis. And then I came back, did a year of schooling, and then I went and did another theater production. And then when I met this guy who was like, "You're so great, you need to go straight to New York City. Do not go back to Georgia. In fact, if you promise to go straight to New York City, I will buy your plane ticket." David Cross. Shout out to David Cross. I moved to New York City in 2008. When I moved there, Obama was still president. That's how long ago it was. Oh my God. Jeez Louise. And then from there, I started doing drag in 2009. I got on Drag Race 2015. It aired 2016. And since then, I've been a traveling world famous drag queen / comedian. I started doing stand-up comedy. I started writing stand-up comedy when I was doing the children's theater tours. How much time do I have?
You have 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Oh, perfect. I can slow down. I was really cooking for a second. I was really ruminating. All right. So I started writing stand-up comedy in like 2000, I want to say 10, in this little notebook that I had. Then I didn't get the courage to actually do it until I moved to New York City in 2009. So my first time doing stand-up was at the New York Comedy Club on the east side of Manhattan. I don't even know if that club's still there or not. I was able to get like 15 people from my job to come see me. And then my first big one was at Caroline's, which I know is no longer there. Caroline's doesn't even exist anymore. I was at Caroline's Comedy Club, and I got passed to do a show called Wrong Side of the Brain with Colin Kane. And then I kind of just was getting like a lot of shade from the other comedians.
30 seconds left.
Okay, now I gotta speed up again. I was getting like shade from the comedians. So then I started doing the gay bars instead. So as I started doing the gay bars, that's how I built up my comedy chops. That's how I built up my ability to be a drag queen, my like networking skills as a professional. And then I moved to New York City in LA in 2020 during the pandemic, and I've been here since then. And I bought this apartment that me and Jacob live in, and then I started my podcast with Monet in 2018, and we've been doing it since then.
Time.
Yeah.
Like I covered most of the stuff.
Yeah.
I got Jacob, my careers, my all the movement. Every time I moved, I did not include. Well, I think I got most of them. Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Did not include Monet.
At all.
No, I said this when we started doing our podcast in 2018.
I think it wasn't what's the word I'm looking for? It's in time.
There was a footnote.
It's, you're looking for
numeric
core.
The word like
When something happens in order, it's
Chronological.
Chronological.
Yeah, it wasn't chronological. Bitch, we are
crookedy, crookedy. We haven't said crookedy in a long time.
I know.
All right, Monet, tell me your life story.
But we have made crunchy a thing. People love.
I really think that us and the term. I think we have a huge part in why people say this is wild. Me specifically, and crunchy things being called crunchy. I think that you and I put that in the world.
I agree.
What times would you like? A minute? What?
I would like 2 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and then 1 minute left.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And go.
So I was born February 19th, 1990 to a woman named June in Kings County, Brooklyn. And then at 9 months old, my family figured out she was not fit to be a mother. So they sent me to live with my aunt and my uncle in St. Lucia. And I lived with them, and they adopted me. And I lived with them until I was 10 years old. And then my life in St. Lucia was great. We would go to the beach on every weekend. I did really well in school. I was very, very, very smart. I was in a lot of like advanced classes and stuff because I had a very, very, very brilliant mind, as they said. And that's kind of when I sang in church, and I had my confirmation in church in St. Lucia. And that's why I started to recognize that I had singing chops. So then when I moved back at 10 years old, when June was like, you know what, I can be a mom again. Please let me take care of this kid. So they sent me to move to live with her in Atlanta, with her and the new man she married, my stepfather, Mike. And they had a kid, Marley, and we lived in Atlanta for a year. And then my grandmother was like, nah, dog, it's a wrap on you. It's a wrap. And my grandmother sent for me to live from Atlanta, and I moved to Brooklyn when I was in the 4th grade. And then that's when I was thriving there too. Now I had a tough time because I had a very thick accent. And I was just gagged at how crazy schools in New York were. That's when I met Kamika. And then middle school was fun. I got beat up a lot in middle school because I was very, very gay. My ass has always been this size. So imagine this ass on a 6th grader.
I'd rather not.
And then so I got into a lot of fights. But New York helped me build a lot of thick skin. Also, my family, we like joke around and we play around with each other a lot. We like really, it's part of the culture in our family. So I grew up having very thick skin. And then in middle school, Kamika and I were in the middle school choir together with Miss Little, who was like my first music teacher that made me like fall in love with music. And then she was like, you should audition for one of those arts high schools in New York City. So I auditioned for the Professional Performing Arts High School, got in there. And that's when I went to Songs of Solomon. And Songs of Solomon was a very big part of my music development. It was an extracurricular chorus that we traveled and we toured around, and we learned a lot of spirituals. And it's also I got very religious too, because it was an extracurricular choir, but was very, very heavily religious. And that's when I I was up in church praying, shouting, praising the Lord. And after that, I went to Westminster Choir College for college. I got a degree in music education, and then I taught for about a year and a half. And I was like, you know what, I don't like waking up teaching kids, so I want to pursue my art. So then I sang with the Portland Opera with their Pogo program for 2 years. And after that, I was like, you know what, I'm good on that. Let's try drag, because I just watched RuPaul's Drag Race season 2, my first season I watched in real time. And then I was like, I met Jasmine Rice at a summer program, and her and I started going to the Ritz in New York City, which I found drag.
One
and
minute
then
left.
I was doing drag and also working at the Yale Club New York City. And then I was like, I can quit the Yale Club. I can do drag full time. And then that's when I quit the Yale Club and was pursuing drag full time, my doors really opened up, and I became a full time working New York City drag queen, working 6 gigs a week over 7 days. And then I auditioned for RuPaul's Drag Race in 2007 for 5 times. Got on 2017. The show aired 2018, and ever since then I've been touring the world with music, comedy, drag. I started a podcast with Bob the Drag Queen, and then I was like, you know what? I'm good on New York. I'm going to leave New York, move to LA. And ever since I moved to LA, my life has opened up even more. I found love with a man named Andy, and I have a cat, and I have a house. I have a townhouse in East Hollywood, a house in North Hollywood that I'm renovating, and I'm excited for what the future's going to hold. And I think it's going to be beautiful, bright, fun. I love doing game nights. I love doing this podcast, and I love going to the gym.
And we're going to go right into a break.
Cute.
If you just scored your first job, baby, you've got an opportunity to jumpstart a healthy financial journey. And take it for someone who is in their early 30s, aka millennial Gen Z girls. You want to start healthy habits early with your finance to gather you in your future, right? When you early 30s, how long ago did we record this ad? When you sign up for Chime and link a qualifying direct deposit, you get access to benefits like getting paid up to 2 days early and a fee-free overdraft up to $200. And with Chime, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and no deposit required to become a member. So sign up for a Chime checking account today to link your paycheck. It only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score at all. Get started at chime.com/rivalry. That's chime.com/rivalry. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depend on payer. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/spotme. What do you spend on subscriptions each month? Most of us think it's around
Too much money.
$80 a month. Okay, baby, it's probably closer to $200. Yeah. All those shows you don't even watch anymore, those all that stuff you don't even realize you're not using. It's not just
I know.
80% of people have subscriptions they have forgotten about. That's why I love using Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. And it's fun to say with a Scottish accent, Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place.
I can't do Scottish. I'll do British show. Are you wasting money on subscriptions? 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot all about. Maybe for you, it's an unused streaming service or a streaming service that never gets streamed. There's this great app I use that helps me track all of my expenses. And because of it, I no longer waste money on subscriptions I don't even use. You might have heard of it. It's called Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill.
You sound like Marvin.
That was a bad accent. I know. I was a bad accent today.
No, okay.
I'm not in my accent bag today.
The app shows all your subscriptions in one place and cancels what you don't want for you. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You may even find out that you've been double charged for a subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel. And Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money is going to go up in there and be a thug for you. They're going to be like, you're going to leave my client alone. You're never going to harass them again. You're not coming around here scrounging up money no more.
I've used Rocket Money a ton. I stand by Rocket Money. Stop throwing your money away, y'all. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/rivalry. That's rocketmoney.com/rivalry. rocketmoney.com/rivalry. Bob, there's nothing worse than going to a doctor's appointment expecting to be the center of attention, and then the doctor act like they don't see you, they got better things to do, you're patient 4972, that they just don't care. Like, I feel like when I have that experience, it makes me not care and value my health, when my health is a very important thing to value. Amen?
Amen.
Instead of listening to you intently, asking how you feel and helping you along, the doctor is just checking the clock. You're just another tick in the book. Surprise Twist might work for podcasts, but maybe not for medical care. On ZocDoc, you'll find quality doctors who focus on you, listen to you, and prioritize your care with no alarms and no surprises.
Here's my favorite thing. ZocDoc is the only free, my favorite word, app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient reviewed,
Mhm.
take your insurance, and are available when you need them. And they also treat almost every condition under the sun. Choose from thousands of patient reviewed doctors and specialists. Browse the doctors' profiles, upload and verify your insurance information, and get the care you need. Go to ZocDoc.com/rivalry and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/rivalry. ZocDoc.com/rivalry. I'm scared of Jay. I'd be scared to talk. But you never mentioned your parents' names. I don't know your dad's name.
Oh, Kenny. Oh, well, so my birth dad.
I knew you mentioned June's name a lot.
My birth dad's name is Chris.
That feels like you should have mentioned that by this point.
It was weird. I can't remember my dad's last name. What is his last name?
Chris, you talking about Chris?
Yeah. That's so wild.
Chris is not with us on this.
No, he passed away, yeah.
And Kenny's your dad.
Yeah.
Kenny and
Daniel.
Jackie.
Yeah. You know,
did Jackie say it like, how does she say her name?
Jackie. You want to call my mom?
It's not like Jackie.
I'm gonna call her mom real quick so you can hear her voice.
Okay, let's hear her mom. Can she say Kevin? I want her to say Kevin because you know how I think she says Kevin.
I really never call my mom. Let's see. She doesn't have no idea what's going on. My mother does not know anything about technology. She doesn't get it. What's the podcast?
She knows about cell phone.
Hey.
Hi, mommy.
Hi, what's up?
Nothing much. You're currently so you're on speaker. I'm recording a podcast with my best friend Bob, and he's never heard your voice. So you want to say hi?
Hi, Bob. How are you doing?
I'm great, Miss Jackie. How are you?
Don't call me Miss Jackie. Call me Jackie. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Same here. When am I going to see you?
Well, Bob wants to come to St. Lucia. Well, one day he's going to come. We're all going to come. It's going to be a whole big thing.
I never got an invite, Jackie.
That's not true.
That's true, Miss Jackie. Jackie.
Hello. I know you've been invited, so let's not go there.
Oh my God! You're from the family.
He wants to. Do you think my mom has an accent?
Yes.
You hear an accent?
Yes. Your mother has a Caribbean accent.
That's hilarious. Okay, mommy, we're filming the podcast. He wants to hear you say my name. How do you say my name?
Kevin.
You see, there's no accent. Anyway, when we finish, I'll give you a call. I love you.
No problem, sweetie. Love you too.
Nice to talk to you, Jackie.
Enjoy. Okay, bye. Enjoy. Talk to you later.
Bye. Oh, she seems so sweet.
She's a very sweet lady.
She said Kevin.
Kevin?
No, she was like Kevin. You like somebody? She's like Kevin.
My mom is she's a firecracker.
Yeah, well, it is like when you leave the South. Like I've experienced that women do not want to be called ma'am. They do not want to be called miss, and it is so ingrained in me to miss everyone and to ma'am everyone. But baby, when you leave the South, that shit pisses women off. They do not like that. Like Jacob's mom does not like being called Miss Rose.
Miss Rose.
She's like, I just call me Rose.
Well, so the culture, and any West Indians probably identify with this. So you don't call because you have close friends of the family, right? That you call them auntie and uncle. Even though they're not your blood relatives, you call them like auntie. You call her Auntie Jackie, or you call her Uncle.
Well, how long would me and Jackie have to hang out before I can call her Auntie Jackie?
You can call
her.
I'm
never gonna call her. She was like, "Don't call me Auntie Jackie."
No, you can call her that now. She'll love that,
but not Miss Jackie.
Yeah, you can call her Jackie or Auntie Jackie.
It's too formal.
I think it's too formal. She's like, we're family.
Okay, work.
Yeah.
And my mom,
she doesn't like your mom does not like calling. She do not call her Miss Martha. She's like, I am not Miss Martha.
She does not like me calling Miss Martha. I call her mom or Miss Caldwell.
Miss Caldwell. Yeah, I call her Miss Caldwell.
Yeah, but a lot of people call her Miss Martha, and she started accepting people to call her Miss Martha. I went live with the patron the other day, and they were all Miss Martha and her, and I was like, "Oh Lord, she does not like being called Miss Martha." She thinks that I think my mom was honestly triggered by the name Miss Martha
because it sounds like
I think like a lot of racist white people called her Miss Martha when she was younger.
Yeah,
and she does not like being called Miss Martha.
Yeah,
something about I feel like Nash Fox should call her on real quick and let her know she's on the podcast. we're gonna have a quick mother break. And I asked Mom, why did she not like being called Miss Martha? I remember one time she was like, I just feel like white people call me Miss Martha.
Your chick was like, hey, Miss Martha.
I think he called her Miss Martha before, but then she was like, I think she felt comfortable enough to be like, please don't call me Miss Martha. You can just call me Miss Caldwell. But I call my Miss Caldwell or Ma.
It's a wrap.
Hello.
Hey, Ma.
Hey, Christopher.
I'm on the podcast. You're on the podcast.
Oh, hey, Christopher.
And Monet's here too.
Hi, Miss Caldwell.
I said Monet's here too.
Hi, Miss Caldwell.
Hey, Monet, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
It's fine.
I was wondering, why don't you like being called Miss Martha? You prefer Miss Caldwell over Miss Martha?
Huh?
You once said you prefer Miss Caldwell over Miss Martha.
Yeah.
Why do you not like being called Miss Martha?
Because it sounds like a slave name.
That's what I told it. I said I think when I was triggered, it sounds like racist when people say Miss Martha. So you'll accept Martha, just not Miss Martha.
Right.
And Miss Caldwell, but not Miss Martha. So it's either Martha, Miss Caldwell, and that's it.
It sounds like a slave name.
And I was trying to explain why I call you Miss Caldwell, because when I was a kid, I would say Ma so often that my mother would put in restrictions where for the rest of the night or for the rest of the weekend, you can't say Ma. Do not say Ma. So then I just
Mom.
That makes I hear that.
So for the weekend I would say Miss Caldwell. Anyway,
wait, Miss Caldwell. So I tell everyone the story. Last time when I came to the house and I was there, and you had cut up some watermelon, and you asked me if I want some, and I was like, no, I don't eat. I don't like watermelon. And then you said, oh Lord, you went black. And I tell everyone that story. It's very funny.
You ain't black. If you eat watermelon, sweet potato pie, you ain't black.
I love sweet potato pie.
Well, Monet's from the Caribbean. They be eating curry goat. And plantains. Y'all eat plantains?
Yeah, plantains. Yeah.
And what's that fish you always eat? That tuna fish? Well, y'all both love tuna fish.
I love tuna fish.
My mother used to eat tuna fish every morning. And I tell you, literally every single morning, my mother would have a boiled egg, some she would give me hot cocoa. She'd have a boiled egg and tuna fish on toast. Right, Ma?
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird breakfast. Anyway. All right, I love you.
Well, I love y'all too.
Love you too.
Way to go, Monet.
Say it again.
That's a way to go, Monet.
Thank you.
Way to go for what?
Just in life.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What y'all got a secret side conversation?
We do.
Well, send me Jackie's number because I want to have a secret side conversation too. All right. I love you, Ma.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. What is my mom congratulating you on?
Nothing. Why are you in our business?
Read the next question, bitch. We are one question in.
Earl, we'll do this over the course of time. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? Now, are we doing like superhuman abilities?
I think abilities that people have.
Okay.
And I would choose. I want to be multilingual. I want to be able to speak. I want to be able to speak English. I'm still working on that. Spanish, Mandarin, Japanese, and maybe Tagalog.
Cute. That's what.
Or German. No, I'm swapping out Tagalog for
like Tagalog.
Italian. Yeah, I'm swapping out. Yeah, Italian. Or Amharic. I've always wanted to learn how to speak Amharic, which is Amharic.
What's that?
Which is the language they speak in Ethiopia.
Oh wow.
Or I want to speak Swahili, which is one of the most widely spoken languages in the entire continent of Africa.
Is it really Swahili?
Yeah, I started learning Swahili with Rosetta Stone when I was like in my 20s, but I had no one to practice with.
Yeah.
We can learn Swahili together.
I would do that, but why don't any of those apps ever work?
They do work if you do them consistently, and you have to have people to practice with.
Yeah. I would want to play the piano,
and you know one that really works, Babbel. I really recommend you all
Babbel's great.
Give Babbel a shot.
Yeah. I would want to be like a concert pianist.
You can already kind of play piano.
I can
hone your skill. You can actually just try hard.
No, I will never be
never. I'm sorry.
I want to be a concert pianist where I can but also play by sight and ear, because church musicians are so good at playing by ear. And not saying that concert pianists aren't, but there is like this dichotomy between sight playing musicians and ear playing musicians. I would like to be really good at both.
I used to have a huge crush on this concert pianist that
in Australia.
No, in New York City when I first moved there. And him and his boyfriend, I used to be obsessed with both of them. Like, I would have been their little polycule baby for sure.
You'd be,
but they ended up breaking up.
Their little Georges.
I would have been the little George. We were all the same age though. They're all probably like somewhere between like 37 and 40.
Yeah, I would love to be a concert pianist.
Would you be somewhat like two people's like third, like little like slut boy?
I can't think of anyone that I'm like, I wish I was a part of that.
Like two hot daddies. What if what's his name? Majors. What's his name?
Jonathan Majors
and
Michael B. Jordan.
Were,
absolutely.
Would you be that little
bitch? Chain me up and use me when y'all come home only, and I would just live to do that only. I would serve.
God,
them.
Jesus Christ! Wait, our moms are on this episode.
Absolutely, I would.
What would Jackie say about
Every
that?
time I see those pictures of them together or doing like the interviews together, I'm like, I wonder what it would be to just be at their service.
Read the next question. This guy's vulgar,
girl. This is set 2. We're into set 2.
Work.
If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? So you can choose, I think, one of these things. You can choose know the truth about yourself, your life, which that seems, anyway, the future, or anything else. I know.
Or anything. You know, when I was younger, I used to think I want to know how I'm going to die. But if it's, I would be depressed if I found out it was going to be like in my 30s. I'd be like, oh no. Oh no.
Before we found out it's Friday.
Like, I'd be like, oh man.
But think of what you would do, what you could do with that information though. Like if I found out I was going to die next week, bitch, I am doing everything I want to do with this next week because it's gonna happen. So, and again, it's gonna happen to all of it, and everyone in this room is gonna die. Like, I would want to know when that is, so I can
plan, bitch.
So I can plan accordingly.
When they said everybody in this room's gonna die, that's verbatim. Verbatim. You just said everybody in this room's gonna die
right now.
That is, I cannot believe you just said that to us. Let's see, drinking beer. Liquid Death is doing too much.
That's what I said. I literally said this earlier. It's crazy.
It looks like a tall boy. Do y'all call them tall boys in
No,
New York?
that's country.
Do you call them tall boys in Philly or? Do you know Jacob grew up everywhere? We should have him do a 4-minute where his life.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Can we get a 4-minute of you? Let's do a 2-minute of you. All right, 2 minutes. Hold on, let me start the timer. We're gonna give you the 2-minute version. I know Jacob does not want to talk for 4 minutes. And go.
Okay, I was born on February 19th, 1993 in McLean, Virginia, to my parents, Rose and Dean. I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than me. Her name is Eliana. My parents sent Eliana to a Spanish language immersion school when she was a child, so she's fluent in Spanish now, but they never did that for me. Anyway, we moved from McLean to New Jersey, where I went to middle school from 1st to 8th grade. When I was in 8th grade, I went to a boarding school in Pennsylvania because my parents moved in Durham, North Carolina, and I didn't want to move to North Carolina. So I went to a boarding school in Pennsylvania, and I spent summers in North Carolina. Then from there, I went to college in New York City From there, I worked for celebrity photographer Mike Ruiz for 1 year after I graduated high school to figure out if I actually wanted to pursue photography. I decided I did. I started college at the New School in New York City. So I moved to New York, worked for Mike Ruiz, went to college in New York for 5 years. It was supposed to be a 4-year program, but I kind of fucked up some of my credits. So it was 5 years. Graduated from college, couldn't find a job, found a job randomly in San Francisco, working at a haunted house. Worked at the haunted house for 8 months. Then I became a food tour guide, worked as a barista, was doing photography on the side the whole time. Met this man, started dating. I moved to New York to live with him. The pandemic happened. We moved to Los Angeles, and now I live here.
You have 30 seconds.
I also work currently as the producer for a podcast, and I do my own photography work on the side, and I also do some video editing work here and there. So yeah, I've lived in. It was. Ooh, how much time do we have?
I mean, you don't have to fill it out, but you have 15 seconds.
Oh, okay. So Virginia to New Jersey, New Jersey to Philadelphia / North Carolina, North Carolina to New York, New York to San Francisco, back to New York, then to Los Angeles.
5.
And my name is Jacob.
Jacob. All right, there we go. Did you learn anything new about Jacob just now?
No, I didn't know he lived your family. I didn't know you went to boarding school. I didn't know that.
Yeah, a Quaker school.
Would you send? Jacob was a lady bunny on this podcast,
and I went to a Quaker middle school too.
Yeah. What is a Quaker?
My school is 200 years old.
Yeah, Bunny liked her going to Quaker school. She was like, she's very happy.
I would never send my. I don't think I'd send my kids to a boarding school, but I if I had kids, I do think I would want to send them to a private school. Like, is that? But I also went to public school, and
there are some good. Like, it depends on what county you live in. There are some really.
I live in LA. I'm not sending my kids to fucking Hollywood High School. Have you driven by Hollywood High School?
No.
I'm not sending my kids to Hollywood High School. That I know.
Yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, let me tell you something. This is kind of talk with. I was as Jacob telling that story. I was like, I want to have kids.
You know what? You want to have kids with Jacob?
Yes,
they'd be cute.
They would be cute. No, I did want to have kids, and I'm like,
would you?
But I want to get my
sister.
No,
you don't have a sister.
I don't have a sister. No.
You have any cousins your age? Like women?
No.
Is Andy?
No. I mean, he's not. If he does, he's not close to them. Like you mean, like if I
there's no women Andy's age.
No.
In his family.
No.
A little bit older.
No.
Any child-bearing age.
No.
How about you in your life? No women between 20 and 30. In your whole family.
No. You're
the woman.
If I want to have kids, I would want to give my kids such a fierce experience. Like I'm telling you, like
What about would you have Kamika or Arcia?
I would either or if they would. I don't think any of them would. To ask that of a friend. Well, Andy and I jokingly said, "Well, Arcia, we're going to think of you for a surrogate." She's like, "Yeah, have my check ready." Arcia is a monster.
I feel like we've discussed this before that. And we've not discussed this with Ellie, by the way, the person we probably should be talking to this about, if anyone. But we were like, I feel like if Ellie were to give us an egg and hold the baby and carry the baby, because I want your DNA in the baby, or if
I don't know if she would carry the baby.
Why?
That's a lot to ask of someone.
No tea,
we're just
but
asking. Well,
I feel like it would be a very large baby, and she was a very small woman.
Rose said that she would pay for it. Rose said that she would, whoever is going to carry the baby, she would make sure they are comfortable. So, and Ellie, you just got married. I know expenses be coming in. This is a great opportunity.
Although I think Ellie is focusing on her own baby first, probably. That would be her.
But I also do have several cousins who already had a couple of babies. Amanda's had a few babies. Angela's had a few babies, and Ashley's had a few babies, and they're all roughly my age. Me and Angela the same age. Ashley's 2 years older. I mean, Amanda's 2 years older, and Ashley's a few years younger than me. Yeah. So, but they can give birth to Jacob's little babies. Jacob's little baby was a slide. Jacob's little baby was
they come out. Whoa!
We're like, wow, that was easy.
We have to have our kid at the same time. So we need to. So it's not just planning with Jacob. We need to plan each other. What's going on?
I mean, I feel like I would want Amanda to carry my baby.
What if all four of us co-parent 1 or 2 children, and then we can split everything?
I have been very much in the co-parenting. No. I think co-parenting is really it, and I've already said the child can live with you. I'm not even arguing for it.
You're not even asking what Jacob thinks about that.
That's fine.
Yeah,
y'all are crazy.
We're on the same page.
Y'all like I said with you.
We didn't say it. We said the child.
Like
you said shoes.
It. They.
Yeah, I mean, but let me tell you something. I'm going ham on this kid.
Go ham. I will be across town being like, "That's my baby."
A ham. They're doing all the things. Things.
Let what they want to do.
But okay, music is a non-negotiable. You're playing. You're learning an instrument and you're playing it.
What if they don't want to?
They have to.
Yeah, we need to not have a kid. You gotta make your kid play.
They have to.
Have you seen these kids who are forced to do the scales?
but then later on in life, they're 9 times out of 10, they're so grateful that their parents made them stick with music. Because
you made that statistic up.
That is not true.
9 times out of 10, that is a statistic that you just made up. You don't know that 90% of children.
Okay, of all my in undergrad, all of my friends who were the piano majors and play instruments, and they will be like belly aching about it, but they were all very happy that they stuck through with music.
What about the ones who didn't pursue music?
Well, I'm talking about all the ones that did.
Okay, what about the ones who
experience.
Yeah. So skewed results. Skewed results.
Are there any like non-negotiables for you that they have to do?
I would like for my child to learn multiple languages.
Immersion school. That is
or private tutors.
But immersion is better because they're doing it all the time. Like it is like right, Jacob. They're only allowed to speak that language.
I like an immersion school, but
all of my sister's classes were in Spanish except for English.
I like an immersion school, but also like I want them to go to the best school. So if the immersion school isn't just the best school, I would like for my kids to go to a very nice school so they can still get private lessons and still learn.
That or pay for an au pair. So they're always doing it in the house. They're only allowed to speak that at home.
But you wouldn't be able to speak the language. You and the au pair and Kevin Jr. gonna be talking shit about you behind your back.
It's just fine as long as my kid learns the language. I'm fine. Because what would be ideal? Immersion school, right, with one language, like immersion school is Spanish. Home, the au pair is French.
This is violence.
What?
You are whooping my ass right now. Are you gonna spank your children?
No spanking. Now punishments. I mean, like within reason, right? Like,
we forgot the question.
Yeah, no, we've just had this conversation about children
many times. Yeah,
which is why we need to raise a child together.
Okay, let's move on.
Are you really not interested in raising a child? Like, are you serious? You're like that's your final.
I'm too much of a control freak with my kids.
You're not up for the conversation.
I'm not up for the conversation. I'm not.
Well, honestly, that's fine because my kid's gonna fucking whoop your kid's ass in
God.
every category. You're a little piano, bitch, organ. A little language, 5 languages.
Oh my God.
If your kid's 5'11", minus 6 feet.
Your kid's speaking language, but my kid's going to have telekinesis.
Yeah.
Speak the mental.
Yeah, my child's going to make your kid look, embarrass your kid at every function.
Oh my God, you're insane.
Yeah. Bring it. Little Bobby Jr. is about to go, what we name our kid? Bobby Jr.? What if we actually name our kid Bob? Like Robert. That's kind of cute.
Look at Jacob. Jacob is like absolutely.
That's actually kind of cute.
No, it's not.
Anyway,
wild.
What's the greatest accomplishment of your life?
The greatest what?
Accomplishment of your life. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life?
I think graduating college is probably my biggest accomplishment so far. I think that a lot of
that felt personal.
The tools and the things that have helped me in drag and other aspects of my life came from college, like the diligent work of studying and practicing and voice and graduating and the hard work.
I think for me, it was being able to be a full-time working artist in New York City pre-Drag Race. Like there are very, very few people who can actually say that they pursue their dream of working as a full-time artist. And I have been paying my bills mostly through my artistry since I was 19 years old, which is kind of low-key crazy.
Yeah.
Like I feel very and I mean, even before I got on TV, like that's kind of major.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially
in New York.
Yes, this is my first acting gig at Climb Theater at the age of 19. Or was I 20? I think I was 19. I can't remember. But that was kind of, you know what? Gaggy. My sophomore year of college. What do you value most in a friendship?
Ooh, honesty and trust in a friendship. And I think that kind of echoes in relationships too, but for friendship for sure. Like I think what I value about all of my friends that are like my core best friends, I know that I can talk to them, I get an honest answer, and there are like friends that I can trust with my deepest and darkest secrets.
I mean, same. I really value honesty and lying is just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird behavior. Yeah. What is your most treasured memory?
Ooh, my most treasured memory? There's so many. And a lot of them span drag and like going back to Town Hall and doing Sibling Rivalry live in Town Hall with my best friend and being on stage. Like that was such a big memory for me. Also, the first time I did psychedelics. The first time I did mushrooms and acid, bitch. It was
Mesopotamia.
Fierce.
Was this when you were in the closet, in the broom closet?
In the broom closet, what?
You like, I was in Mesopotamia. I was like, bitch, you were in the broom closet.
That's a core memory. Yeah, some stuff Andy and I have done together, like adventure stuff. Like there's
like the Vegas hike. Core memory.
Core memory.
What's some stuff that you and Andy did that was like it's like a core memory for you, or like a valued, a treasured memory?
When we went to Portland, it seems so silly. When we went to Portland for the second time, we went to Portland when we missed the Chelsea Handler thing. It was such a. There's nothing about it that was like, oh my god, this thing happened, but it was just a great time, and we had such a good time together.
It sounds like a sad memory, but I think it was actually bonding. But I just remember me, you, and Jacob in the basement crying while recording the one about the state of America.
Yes, that was wild.
I just remember we were like all of us were crying. I was like, we are crying. It was like, but I think we bonded.
Yeah.
Over that one, and the world was just so scary. Like y'all,
June 2020 was wild.
I feel like when people who are like too young now to remember what the lockdown was like are asking us, they're not gonna believe us when we're like, I swear,
yeah,
I swear it was wild.
It was crazy.
Winning Drag Race is a great memory for me.
Yeah.
I remember like going to like walking into the workroom for the first time is a
that is a good one.
Landing in New York City, August 24th, 2008. 6:34 at LaGuardia Airport in the AM, landing and being like, I am in this is crazy. I'm in New York City. That was just bananas for me. I cannot believe that I moved to New York City with $700. And
did you have a place to stay?
Yes, I did. A friend of mine. It was a whole story. My friend was like, you can stay with me. I'll never forget he said this. He was like, when I moved to New York City, my friend kicked me out after a week, and I would never do that to you.
And he did? And
he kept true. He kicked me out before a week. He gave me 5 days and was like, you got to go.
Work.
So in his defense, he did not kick me out after a week. I didn't even make it a week. And he was like, you need to find a new place to stay.
That's hilarious. Why?
Because he asked me how much money I had. And he's like, well, have you saved money? I said, yes, I've saved up $1,400. And he was like, great. When I got to New York, he was like, how much do you have? And I was like, $700. And he was like, you lied to me. I was like, I did not lie. That was like 2 weeks ago. I had to get to New York. Which one bought my ticket? But I had to like get from the airport. Getting from the airport to a place is expensive. I had to eat every single day. I ate every day. I don't even want to say his name because it upsets me so much. I was like, I lived my entire life. So yeah. Spending $700 in 2 weeks is not crazy.
Yeah.
That is actually, especially if you're moving across the country,
Yeah.
So he felt like I lied to him about how much money I saved up, and he told me I had to move. And he was like, and it was like, you need to be gone before I get home.
I don't want to see you.
He used to work at MCT, which is the MTC, the Manhattan Theater Company. And he was like, I met him. I met him downstairs, and he was like, "Hey, I just want you to know that you have to be gone before I get home." And like, I feel like you lied to me. I feel like you said you have more money than you do. And
do you think he looks back at that now, like seeing like all your accomplishments, and be like, "Damn"?
I don't know. I spoke to him on the phone like before the pandemic, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you." And I was like,
but also it's probably in his mind, he's probably like that gave you the. He thinks that he's probably the catalyst. He's like, this gave him the push to be great.
It was not what gave me the push. I mean, it gave me the push to go on Craigslist and find a roommate. Shout out to Poppy, who was my Poppy was my roommate. Was my second roommate in New York City. Well, I mean, I was living on Steven's couch. Poppy was this Indonesian lady that I ended up living in her living room. You know, one of those sectioned off living rooms.
Girl, New York City that is crazy.
So I lived in her, but Poppy used to cook down. Like every day, Poppy was cooking. So that was one of the great things about living with Poppy. She made sure that I ate every single day. And then I lived with who was late? It was Jonathan and Malini.
Jonathan Mulaney, you lived with?
Jonathan and Malini.
Oh.
Were this couple that I lived with and their baby. Me, Chastity, shared a room. It was one of those homes.
Baby?
Chastity was my friend from college who I was gonna move to New York City, and then Chastity was gonna follow behind me, and we were gonna like figure it out and be roommates together in New York City. So I moved there first to like set things up, and Chastity moved down the line. And shout out to Chastity, by the way. I love you so much, Chastity. My early years in New York City would have never been able to happen if I did not have Chastity there. So shout out to my college friend Chastity. I love you so much. But me and Chastity lived in one room, and then Jonathan Malini and the baby lived in the other room. And there was no living room. It was like you walk right in, and then there was 2 rooms on each side.
Gag.
There were 5 of us living in this 2-bedroom house.
Gag.
With no living room. And Malini was like, she did not like. One time she was like, "There's a pube on the toilet," and I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "This is unacceptable. There's a pube on the." I was like, "It's on the toilet. If there was a pube on the dinner table, if there's a pube on the dinner table, yeah, maybe. But on the toilet, pubes might land on the toilet. Like that makes sense to me."
That's hilarious.
And she'd always be like, "You have too many dishes in the sink." And I was like, "That's not. I have 1 plate, 1 knife, 1 fork, 1 cup, and 1 spoon.
That's too many.
Even if all my dishes are in the sink at the same time, there's no way." It was a whole thing. That was a pretty tough living situation.
Damn.
You never got to meet Chastity.
I never met Chastity.
Chastity was really my lifeline in New York. Here, it's your turn to ask questions. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm gonna show you a picture of Chastity. Chastity was like it's like a break, or we're done.
We're done.
We're at an hour, but we can go.
Oh my god! I feel like we are not gonna make it through these things.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm gonna choose one last one for us.
This is Chastity.
Oh,
Chastity was my first roommate in New York City that I actually lived with, and I introduced her to her husband.
Yeah,
he used to work. He used to work with us. I think his name was CJ. He used to work with us at the Jekyll and Hyde Club, and they met. Chastity used to work at Barnes and Noble, and CJ was I think like a bar back at the Jekyll and Hyde Club. He was so funny. But yeah, that's my homegirl Chastity. That was like, I mean, I wouldn't call her my Kamika because I met her in college much later than you met. But I remember telling Chastity like I want to move to New York City, and she was like, you know what, I want to move to New York City. Oh, baby. Because Chaz had a big crush on this other guy named D, but all the girls had a crush on D. Like every girl had a crush on D. Like obviously.
Would I have had a crush on D?
Probably.
Was he my T?
D wasn't super tall though.
Oh, yeah.
D's like your height, maybe.
I gotta do my height.
Yeah, then yeah. And he's about your height, isn't he?
And he's like 2 inches taller than me.
But CJ was like, he was like, when your friend Chastity comes over, he would just like be in the back being like, you have to introduce me to her. This woman is the love. Like, I know she's the love. I love her. And I'd be
People
like,
be knowing.
And I'd be like, okay, I can try. And she was like, I want to talk to D. And I was like, well, Chastity, here's CJ, and you might like him, and he's really nice. And they fell head over heels and moved back to Georgia.
Oh, they moved back to Georgia.
They moved back to Georgia, yeah.
Okay, this is the last question. Did you read that if you knew in 1 year you would die?
What'd you say?
If you knew in 1 year you would die suddenly?
No.
Okay. Last question. If you knew in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you're living now? Why?
If I knew in 1 year I would die suddenly, I would launch a deep investigation into Monet Exchange and find out what she's planning to do to end my existence. These hoes been praying for my downfall. Kimberly, you're wet. I don't give a fuck.
What is that from?
You never see this? I don't think it's Kim. I can't remember her name, but they're like, you're wet. And she goes, I don't give a fuck. Have you never seen this? Sorry, tell yours while I look for this.
If I found I was dying in a year, I would go ham. I would do all the things. I would change. I'll probably still do some work stuff because I would want to. I love doing that too. But I would make some drastic changes to go and do things that I have never done. Like I would love to go to Bora Bora. I want to go to Fiji. I want to like live in one of them little villas on top of the water. You can just walk into the water. You know what I mean? I want to do all that. So I would do things like that I really want to do that I won't get to do in a year.
I love working stuff. Like I would actually,
some of them I would.
I would do a big show. Like I would do a farewell show.
Yeah, I would do a big.
For sure, I would do a great big farewell show.
I would do something fun like that for sure.
And I mean, I don't know how much I would be traveling because I don't love traveling. It's like 8 videos playing at once. Here we go.
No, so I don't think trans voices.
Wow.
Y'all are so messy. All right. Anyway, I'll find the prank down video. I would not I like traveling, but not that much. Like I want to spend time with people I know and that I love, and if they want to go to some places, we can go to some places. But I would mostly want to spend it with people as opposed to going to see places. To be honest, because I would be thinking about the people that I love when I'm in these places.
But you have a year, so I think I would do a lot of that too. But I'm doing like a big farewell party where I'm taking the biggest Molly I can find and just roll all night long.
Is a Molly a thing?
It's like a pill.
I thought Molly was like liquid.
You can take the pill and put it in water and make Molly water, like the dust.
Would I be sober for my last year of my life?
Oh yes! Oh my God! Great question. Would you be okay?
I would. Yeah, I'd be sober. Yeah.
Really?
For sure. Yeah.
You wouldn't try one last time, like to just like once, like let's say you've heard of a lot of people talking about like LSD or mushroom. You wouldn't try one thing one last time?
No, because I think that I would end up being a drug addict in my last year of my life.
Got it.
Like my whole last year would be me like fucked up, like the whole year.
Got it.
I wouldn't be like that was fun. It'd be like, yeah, have y'all seen Bob? Bob was a mess.
Honestly, you dying. Who cares? Be a mess.
But I want to remember my last year with people, and I want to, I would definitely have to do a big show.
And on the day that I'm dying, I want no one around. Probably just like me and like my closest. Not even. I just want to be in a room by myself. Like I want to go out being my last independent moment, just me and my thoughts, and here it is.
I don't want to be alone.
Yes, I don't want people sad because everybody in the room will be like,
they'll be at home sad,
right? But I don't want to see that. I want to experience my last moments with me. I don't want to see people like. I want to be in a room by myself watching Judge Judy.
I kind of low key want to die alone too.
Yeah, I don't
like the idea of getting sick. I do not like if something happens to me and I get sick. I do not want people like up in my face like pitying me.
Yeah,
that that does not feel nice.
Keep me alone.
Like I don't want people being like, I'm like, I'm already dying. Can you like not me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, if I'm dying, I want people to help me with stuff. I'm like, I'm dying, bitch, help me. Bitch, I am dying. Help me.
Bob, we'll have to work on these questions while you're away on with Matt.
Who do you think will die first, me or you?
You, for sure.
Why?
You're going to die first.
Like, why do you think that?
I just know.
Based on what?
Just like,
you're the one skydiving, jumping off of shit. You're the one traveling around. Bit by bit. I stay at home, play video games. I go for my little walks.
I feel in my heart that you're going to die first. And I'm going to be very sad.
And when you die, I am going to say I have.
How old is your grandmother?
My grandmother's 88.
Damn. Jesus Christ. Yes, my grandmother died at 54, but
cold ass bitch.
Christ. There have been people in my family who've lived very long. I'll have you know.
Or I want to be playing Smash when I go out. And I want to time it as my character dies. At that last that's when I want him to take my life.
Do you really want to play or do you want someone to let you win?
No, I want to play.
What if you lose?
Because I won't. I'm one of the best Smash players in this.
But I beat you all the time.
Not all the time.
I do beat you all the time. Whenever we play, I beat you at least. If we play like 5 rounds, I usually beat you at least 2 of those 5, and that is legit.
That's most. I will say most would be 3. Most would be 4.
I didn't say most. I said I beat you all the time. I didn't say most. I said I beat you all the time. There has rarely been a whole round where I don't beat you. Like there's never been a whole stage where I don't beat you.
We can sell those after this.
We can, and I think we will. And by the way, I have a capture card.
Okay,
so we can people can see it on the internet, so you can stop the. Also, don't we still have footage of Jacob scrubbing you across the floor on the internet? Don't we have actual footage of my boyfriend?
We don't. I have footage of my boyfriend crumbling your little fingers.
Yeah, he lost.
No, he didn't.
Yes, first of all, I have whooped up your boyfriend, and my boyfriend has whooped up on you. Y'all are team losing. Okay, I beat your little boyfriend twice, crumpled to the ground. He's obsessed. He bought one of these things because he's obsessed night and day trying to beat me. And Jacob embarrassed you. My boyfriend embarrassed you.
It was not Jacob. It was Kamara Hall.
No, it was Jacob. Jacob, did you beat Monet?
Yes. During the thing, I beat Monet, and then I beat Kim Chi, And then I lost to Kamora Hall.
Yes, Jacob
round.
put on his little headphones.
And there is footage of it online if you search Bob the Drag Queen Smash Brothers tournament.
Yeah, and you know what? And Jacob probably.
But you know who didn't beat me? You.
I didn't play against you. I wasn't playing.
Yeah, because you couldn't. You cowered in the internet.
I was one of the hosts.
Yeah, you cowered.
We also have footage in the Patreon exclusive of when we all play Smash Brothers with Kimchi, and Bob wins a few rounds there. And you can watch that on
but not
Patreon
all.
as well.
All the time.
Yeah,
some of the time.
I said often.
I said it was first.
No, I didn't say all the time. I said
you did say all the time.
What I said?
You said all the time.
A lot.
Some
I
of the
said a lot of the times.
No.
What I say, Jacob? I didn't say wait most because Monet beats most time, but I beat Monet a lot. Every time we play, I have some rounds where I whoop.
Anyway, we're over time. We gotta go.
Bye.
Goodbye.